Okay, you guys, Cardi B just shook the entire music scene with her brand new album Am I the Drummer dropping yesterday, 7 whole years after her debut. Can you believe that? This album is stacked with 23 tracks and features some wild collabs. Summer Walker, Selena Gomez, Kehlani, Lizzo, and even the legendary Janet Jackson. And get this, it went platinum in less than 24 hours. That's not just rare, that's unheard of. But hold up, it's not all cheers and champagne. Fans are already furious because the platinum certification came way too fast. Normally, that's a grind. It takes weeks, months, sometimes even years to hit that milestone. But Cardi's album? Boom! Platinum overnight. And that's got people asking, how in the world did this happen? 2 words, WAP and up. Yup, Cardi slid both of her mega hits into this new album, and those tracks already racked up billions of streams years ago. So now fans feel cheated, like she stacked the deck just to inflate the numbers. Some are calling it genius business, others are calling it straight-up manipulation. But either way, the internet is lit with debate right now. So here's where it gets messy. WAP first dropped in 2020 and is already certified 9 times platinum, while Up came out in 2021 and sits at 5 times platinum. Both tracks smashed their way to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. So when Cardi tacked them onto this brand new album, she basically imported millions of sales straight into it. And just like that, boom, instant platinum status. But this is exactly where the internet is tearing itself apart. Some fans are hyped, screaming, "Yes ma'am, you did your big one." They see it as smart business and a well-deserved flex for Cardi after 7 long years of waiting. But critics? Oh, they're dragging her. They're calling this a cheap trick, a shortcut to boost numbers, and accusing her of faking the album's success instead of letting it stand on its own. And Cardi? She's not hiding from the drama. Back in June, she jumped on Twitter and clapped back, reminding everybody that WAP and Up are her 2 biggest songs ever, and that her own fans begged her to include them. She argued that giving the people what they want isn't cheating, it's strategy. But the critics are still side-eyeing, saying she played the system like a game and won. Cardi doubled down, saying fans constantly search for WAP and Up and deserve a proper home on her new project. She also pointed out something a lot of people missed. Those older hits don't even count toward her first week sales, so folks blasting her for cheating are just getting mad for nothing. From her angle, it's simple. The fans asked, and she delivered. But the debate rages on. Some people are calling it a genius move, a masterclass in business strategy that proves Cardi knows how to keep herself on top. Others? They're calling it a desperate reach, saying it looks like she padded the album with old material just to make the numbers look legendary. The split online is wild. Half the timeline is praising her, while the other half is clowning her. And here's the kicker. By pulling this off, Cardi has joined Lady Gaga as one of the only artists to have a 2025 album certified platinum so far. That's history-making no matter how you spin it. But of course, that's not the only headline. Because while some fans are loving every track, others are dragging it hard, complaining that the album sounds dated. Cardi's recent singles like Outside and Imaginary Plays didn't exactly shake the charts the way fans expected. Sure, Outside still cracked the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 10, but let's be real. When it's Cardi B, people are expecting nothing less than a number 1 smash. The fact that it fell short has sparked whispers across the industry. Does Cardi still have the same pull she had back in 2018? Or has her crown started to slip? And while fans debate her chart power, that's not even the hottest topic. Because what's really keeping the internet buzzing isn't the numbers, it's the messy drama tied directly to this new album. From behind-the-scenes tension to unexpected shots fired in her lyrics, the rollout is dripping with controversy that goes way beyond music, and people cannot stop dissecting it. Now let's get into the smoke. Because Cardi went all the way in on Bia. On a track called Pretty and Petty, Cardi didn't just throw shade, she came swinging with haymakers. Baby, when I tell you she dragged Bia from start to finish, fans are saying she ate her up and left no crumbs. The diss was bold, it was raw, and it instantly set the internet on fire. For anyone who doesn't know, Cardi B and Bia have been locked in a low-key feud for a minute now. It all started when Bia accused Cardi of biting her style. Her flow, her swag, her whole creative vibe. According to Bia, everything she brought to the game, Cardi tried to snatch and repackage. Ever since then, the tension has been bubbling, and Pretty and Petty might just be the track that blew the whole situation wide open.
All right, so you said in the song, you waited, you told her you were gonna do it on your terms when you were ready. You do the song, you drop it. At this point, though, so that reignites everything. Because I remember y'all were going back and forth. Your whole thing was you felt like you just doing this because you want my platform, you want the attention. I'm gonna give it to you, and then I'm done with it. This reignites it all. Like, why even address her again on the album?
Because you mentioned my kids trying to be cute. There's gonna be times that like people throw shots at you, or like there's gonna be times like, you know, like when she did her little diss and it was trash. Like it's like it could have been trash. People dragged you, and I could have leave it at that. But it's like everything on social media is gonna be seen. So when my kids grow up one day and they see that you mentioned them, and then they're gonna ask me like, so what you said, what you did? I'm not gonna tell my kids like, you know, I just felt like she took the high road because she lost because people wasn't on her side. No, I'm not saying that to my kids. I'm like, you see how.
But Cardi didn't stop at Bia. Oh no. She seemed to send some slick shots at JT and even Ice Spice too. The bars were sharp, and fans are already dissecting every lyric like it's a crime scene, trying to figure out who each line was aimed at. This rollout turned into a battlefield, with Cardi positioning herself right at the center of all the chaos. And if that wasn't enough heat, she also got personal, dropping emotional tracks that clearly touch on her divorce from Offset. The pain, the bitterness, the raw honesty, it's all over this album, and it shows just how messy her life has been while creating it. That's why the title, Am I the Drummer, feels so perfect. It's not just music, it's a diary filled with shade and confessions. Now here's the twist. Early predictions say the album might sell under 200,000 units in its first week, and that's counting only the new material. For someone of Cardi's stature, that's got the industry buzzing, is she still untouchable, or is her grip on the chart starting to slip? We're all just waiting on the official numbers now to see how these tracks really perform on the album. And let's be real, Cardi is far from the first artist to recycle old hits on a new project. It's a common industry play, but the difference here is that she didn't just recycle any tracks, she pulled in two of the biggest songs of her entire career. That's why people are making noise, because using WAP and UP in this way feels like a major flex, and maybe even a little too convenient. The question is burning across the internet. Is this a brilliant strategy or straight up cheating the stats? Some fans are applauding Cardi for knowing how to work the system and cement her place in history, while others are saying it cheapens the album and proves she didn't trust the new material to stand on its own. So what do you think? Was this Cardi being clever, or was it Cardi cutting corners? Now it's your turn. What do you really think about this whole Cardi B situation? Is her new album, Am I the Drummer, the comeback you've been waiting 7 years for, or does it fall flat and feel like recycled hype? Are you living for the shade, the features, and the drama? Or do you think the critics are right when they call it desperate and dated? Drop your hottest takes down below in the comments, because I need to know where y'all stand on this one. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
The pros and cons of Cardi B new album, Am I the Drama? I'm gonna start off with the pros. First of all, the rollout, actually, I love the rollout. Every day you was posting something, it was something new coming out. Basically, this has been a Cardi B week, I ain't gonna lie. Secondly, I love the nostalgic vibes of Invasion of Privacy, like a little bit of trap, a little bit of feelings, but it still felt new and up to date in certain ways. That was cute, Cardi. Thirdly, I love when she do songs that got an R&B artist doing the chorus and she doing the rapping part, like the one with her and Kehlani, Safe. I love that. To me, that's the best song on the album. Top 3 at least. And of course, we love the drama. You ate up on the rap beats, Cardi. Now, the cons is only one big con for me. I just feel like we just should never waited 7 years for that. I feel like that would have been just cute, released 2 years ago.
Now, Cardi, why would you go and tell us name 5 Bill songs? Listen, technically she wasn't lying, okay? Because I don't know that damn Bill song. The only Bill song I know is by Lil Jon and the East Side Crew. Now that I listened to Cardi's album in its entirety, y'all, I'm not playing. Cardi went in that studio and snapped for real. Like, every feature that she had on there did they thing. Like Lizzo, she had her Jennifer Hudson going on, but she sounded real good. Selena Gomez, the way Selena and Cardi complimented each other on the album, 10s out of 10. The only negative thing I can say about the album is when it came to the Janet Jackson feature, it was a sample, okay? So technically was it a feature, but other than that, I really enjoyed this album, and it's like no skips. Like, do you know how hard of an album it has to be to have 23 songs and you can just listen to it and not skip any one? Like, Cardi did this, okay? And Cardi, if you see this video and when you come to my city for the tour, we should link up, okay? Let's make that happen. I'm gonna keep saying that until it happens. Like, me and Cardi, we gonna link up.
Cardi B has dropped her long-awaited album, Am I the Drama? It's been around 8 years since she dropped Invasion of Privacy, and I just listened to Am I the Drama? And I'm gonna give you my honest review and how I feel about the album. When I first heard Invasion of Privacy, I remember I was playing that joint in my car and I was just vibing from the first track to the last. It had like a bunch of rappers in there. We also had the inclusion of the Migos. Obviously, we don't have that on this album. This album doesn't have a lot of rap features. When I looked at the features for this album, I seen a lot of like, it's heavily driven on female songwriters, female singers. It has Kehlani, it has Lizzo. So, and it has Summer Walker, who actually shows up multiple times on this album. For the most part, Cardi soloed this album herself, which was surprising to see, but it was amazing because I think she did an amazing job on this album. Even with the features and the female songwriters that's featured on this album is hard. Cardi went off on this album. This album, this is Cardi's testament to her pain and everything that she's been through throughout the years. You definitely have a lot of, conversations, that she's having towards her baby father, Offset. So you're definitely gonna hear her saying things about that. But for the most part, this is a rap album. The singles that she put out outside and Imaginary Players was just a slicing on the cake compared to what is on this album. Bodega Baddies is gonna go crazy on TikTok. My only issue with that song is that it's too short. I wish it was longer. I really wish it was. My favorite song just so happens to be a song she has on there with Lizzo because it has a sample that I love. And when you hear the song, you'll know why. She also has a song on there called Pretty and Petty where she's responding to Bia's diss track. And if I was Bia, honestly, I would go somewhere and just hide and hope that it don't rain tomorrow because she cooked the hell out of Bia. I give this album, honestly, a 10 out of 10. This album did something for me that only certain albums can do. And it left me with a bunch of different emotions from everything that Cardi was discussing, and the delivery and how she put it out. It was just crazy. It's like amazing to listen to and it was amazing to hear. I didn't know what I expected from this album, but it gave me everything that I wanted from this album. And I think this album is going to be...
As somebody who has listened to majority of the Cardi B album, let me just say this. It's Cardi Beatrice. You know what I'm saying? Like, we shouldn't be expecting this hard, grungy rap. Like, it's not about to be the best bars of the year. We know that. With that said, Salute, amazing song. The song with Kehlani, amazing song. Bodega Baddie, amazing song. Pretty Petty, whatever called, the shot against Bia, amazing. Love it for what it's worth. I feel like Cardi B had those fun, turned up songs a little bit, shaking down, typical Cardi B. She had a breakup song, shout. If you going through it, you're gonna love it. I don't really want to hear sad Cardi going on a journey. That's just not me, because that's not what I know her for. And then she had, some stuff that you could tell is like more radio play-ish, like mall kind of friendly music. She's dibbling in multiple genres. Was it cohesive? Hell fucking no. Was it telling a story on like a journey? Hell fucking no. But I'm not listening to Cardi B for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not an artist I will go to for that kind of music. So when y'all throwing her in this like harsh, rap category, she gotta be the hardest rapper out, yeah. I don't think she's ever claimed to be. Or you know what? Maybe she has. But I will say, this album is nothing more than the shit we've gotten from Cardi B before. Like, no shit. Like, it was what I expected. I didn't expect too much. And I really did appreciate a lot of the beats. I love the beats. Whoever her producer was, I did appreciate some of the lyrics, the plays on words and the things she would say. It was a little shot grabby, especially in Pretty Petty, whatever that shit is called. Like, I don't know, she kind of snapped with that. But I feel like this was standard Cardi Beatrice. Like, I'm not expecting more. No more or less, okay?
Personally, when I listen to Cardi B album, it kind of give me like shock value listening. Like, like when you hear something for the first time, you'd be like, oh, why would they say that? But it's like that one time is the one time you're gonna feel that way. Like, as far as like, I'll go back and listen to Magnet a couple times over and over. It's like when I first heard it, it's like, okay, damn, you really said that shit. But it's like after a while, you're like, that's it. Like, and then like when it came down to Bia, it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be dead too. But it's like you really brought that beef back out of the woodworks when really, honestly, nobody was thinking about her. You made us think about her again. That's why I'm like, it's kind of like this moment was like a little bit of spite. Now, granted, the songs about Offset, those can run free. But I'm like, it's come down to the other parts, just like, it's just like a lot of energy was just put towards like old beef and stuff like that. Like, if this was a normal person, we would pretty much be like, you're still on that? Like, you're still going back and forth with these bitches all this time. I'm just personally trying to figure out how is this going to transfer into an arena performance. Like, as far as having songs that you can like dance to and like have a choreography to, I'm trying to like really grasp like what songs are actually going to have like a stage presence, you know what I mean? All I have to say is though, just don't take 7 years again.